Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Not Your Average Joel. So we are actually on episode 21 today, and I actually have a new face here with us today. This is Rodney. I've actually known him for a few months now. I met him probably at the beginning of this year on this app called United Young. I'm sure that but if you've watched all of my episodes, you probably have heard of this app just because I've had other people from United Young on here as well. So, like I said, this is definitely another new face that I've met on there, and I've definitely, gotten to know him and just really enjoyed getting to know him. And I was definitely appreciative for having him, for him wanting to be on here. So it's definitely good having you here, and thank you for joining.
Hello, Joe. Thank you so much for inviting me here. It's gonna be my first time to be in a podcast, and for those who are listening, my name is Rodney, and I'm currently a teacher here in Grants, New Mexico, and we've been friends with Joe for a couple of months already, and we've met in a United Young app. So it's a Christian app, and we both talk about religion and culture. So yeah, and this gonna be my third year here in the U.S., fourth year here in the U.S. So I've been teaching as well in Dubai for 4 years and 2 years in the Philippines, my home country.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's amazing. That's just to know how how international you've been able to teach in your home country as well as so Dubai, which is somewhere I hope to go to one day, and then even here in the U.S., which is awesome because I've been to New Mexico once. I went there on a road trip, and it was definitely a beautiful state. I went there for like the world's largest balloon festival in
Oh,
Albuquerque.
oh
Yes,
yeah.
I
Uh,
loved it. I loved every moment of it. I was there in October 2019, and
mm,
it was just a really good time. And I got to explore other parts of New Mexico. Like I went to Four Corners, which is I guess like the four states that are kind of connected there. And then
mhm.
I also did go to like the White Sand part in like southern New Mexico. So I forget, I think maybe it is called like White Sand Park or something like that. So
Yeah, we call it white.
yeah, okay, yeah, I thought so. So yeah, it was definitely very beautiful being there. It was very peaceful too. So I said New Mexico is definitely a beautiful state. So so that is Rodney, everybody. I'm like I said, definitely glad to have him on here. And today our topic is going to be on something a little bit more fun. So I know if anybody's been watching these, like consistently, you've probably noticed that like a lot of my episodes are a little bit more on the serious side, but there are times where I want to have a good time and have a good fun conversation and just get to hear different people's perspectives on even the fun stuff. So today's topic is going to be on hiking adventures. So not everybody hikes, but of course, I wrote this down because I like to hike and Rodney must like to hike as well since he signed up for this. So I actually have a few questions that I'm going to be asking Rodney, and then I'm going to, of course, answer them back, kind of give my experiences as well. So I think we're
Okay.
going to go ahead and jump into our first question. So my first question is, what is the longest hike that you've ever done? And did you ever feel like there were some challenges that happened for you like during that long hike?
Actually, I never been in a very long hike because it's like we have it's like a goal of how far we'll go like that. But since when I was a kid, I used to, because we have a farm in the Philippines, and it's like uh 45 minutes to 1 hour travel from the city. So it's like when we arrive there and you need to walk. So we have a it's like a small farm in there with the trees, fruits like that. We have our poultry. So we I was exposed to like farm in that community. So and hiking is one of the, it's like I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing that time, because when I was a kid, I loved walking, running. So and I had a lot of fun when I started to learn. And when I got my degree in music, art, physical education and health in the Philippines, I I've known that hiking is one of the recreational activities of physical education. It's under physical education, and it's a good thing because we can we'll be able to achieve our health goals, or whatever you're achieving for your health. So yeah, and here actually in the Philippines, that's the only thing that I've experienced hiking. And in Dubai, we don't usually hike except for just a couple of minutes just to arrive in school, because we need to walk for a little bit. But here in the US, this is the thing that I experience real hiking, because I got one friend in here, my very close friend, like he's an American, and he ex- he exposed me to adventures, different adventures, and one of those is hiking. And every every weekend, or every second second week of the month, so we used to hike together with his mom. So yeah, and I think we hike to the private properties that his mom like in contact with. So we used to hike there like ranches. So that's the usual hike that I've been through so far. And the second question is, what are the challenges?
Mm-hmm.
I think the challenge, or the challenges that you might encounter, is like it depends on the road you'll be hiking. Yeah, because if it's like if it has like steep, and then it's like a wavy road, like you will be tired easily. So for you to, what I did, or what I usually do for me not to get tired easily, it's like I condition myself, like I go to gym for for cardio, because hiking is also cardio,
Mm-hmm.
cardiovascular exercise. So you have to prepare yourself, have a jog in the treadmill for 30 minutes or 1 hour, and then for the actual hiking on the weekend. So I'm prepared of what I'm gonna I'm gonna feel that time. So the most challenging is it depends on the road. So for me, it depends on the road, because it's like if you got a road like it's like a wavy road, or what do you call that, bumpy, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It, you have to walk on the steep and then go down. Going down in the hiking is good, but when you're going up, okay, on the steep road, it's like that's a challenging one. And I'm afraid as well of encountering, like, here we have mountain lions. So those natural animals that you can see all on your hike. So it's like that's one thing too, I think so. Like you will be encountering rattlesnakes, because we have a lot of rattlesnakes here. Mountain lions, bears. So but it's rare, but those are the common animals that I usually hear when it comes to you might encounter during the hike. So far I didn't encounter those animals yet.
Yeah,
But
fingers crossed that doesn't happen.
yeah, yeah, and then I tried to the most. I think the coolest, it's one of the longest too that I hiked, um, is the Beaver Creek. So it's like in the history, I think it's a community of the beavers. So and then when we got there, it's like all they're gone. There's nothing in there. So it's like my friend also told me that, oh, that's in the history when I was a kid. Like there's full of beavers there, and like they love to swim like that, and you'll see their habitat. Then when we got there, there's nothing. So it's like kind of sad, but maybe there's environment is changing, and maybe they just can't. I don't know, they were haunted, or I don't know what's the real reason, but it's in every hike, in every place that we've been through. It's like there's always a history because I have my friend here with me, like he's guiding me with the track, the trail, I mean, and then there's a history behind it. So I've learned aside from I'm having my healthy body after the hike. I also used to learn things about the place where we're hiking, like that.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. Just even lesson through those, even as you go through different challenges, that like you're even seeing the good out of it too. Like I said, like you said, learning something new out of the trail that you're on, or just getting to see like different areas that you've never seen before. Like I said, that's always very beautiful, and I definitely loved hearing like your experiences here in the U.S. as far as like your hiking adventures, as well as like like you said, back in the Philippines and Dubai as well, your experiences there as well. And guys, I definitely really appreciate you sharing that with me. And definitely for sure, like you said, like the how steep something could be, like that definitely could bring a challenge, and you got to be prepared for that, like physically, because I know for me that would be a hard thing for sure, especially if it's like constantly like a hill. You have to keep just
Mm,
walking up and up and up and up, and I'm
yeah,
and you do have to really prepare, because like you said, it is cardio after all. And so like you kind of got to get yourself in a little bit better shape if you want to get up there in good timing. I mean, thank goodness, like, so if you don't go before sunset if you have a really big hill, and it
I
may take
know.
an hour, and then you have to come back down in the dark. So so
Yeah.
that's definitely a lot of things to prepare for, as well as like you said, like the environment too. Like so, depending on, is it like bumpy, and also like even the weather too. Like so that
Yeah.
can definitely bring some big challenges too. Like so just
Mm,
going to, especially there in the Southwest where you live, I'm sure it gets over 100 degrees sometimes,
yeah.
and I'm sure less that is a challenge within itself for sure.
And you know what? I have my surgery in my knee. I think I told you about that last time or no. So I got it's like a meniscus uh, tore and a ligament. So although it's a good thing to hike with the steep ones uphill, like it would exercise my surgery, but I most of the time it became a challenge because it's like a year and a half old surgery, but I love adventure, Joe. Like no one can stop us if we want it. Yeah, like yeah, but but I just want to be careful, double careful with my knee. Although I'm enjoying, so sometimes I'm thinking about this. So most the steep one. That's why I told you about. That's one of the most challenging because of my need to. Although I love adventures, but I have my limited. It's like walk during hiking because of this, but I still love hiking.
Yeah, yeah, that's definitely very smart, so especially with what you've gone through, like so with your surgery. So that's definitely making sure that you don't overdo it. That's definitely, and just it's still enjoying going on hikes, definitely. Like so that's good that it hasn't stopped you from hiking. It just has stopped maybe the really difficult like ones at this moment. But maybe once you get to where you're ready, like I said, then you'll get to maybe overcome those really big